Hey, everybody, and welcome. It is Monday night, 6 p.m., so you know what that means. It's the K Pro Cowlazars powwow. K Pro Cow powwow.
That's it.
And yeah, so here we are to talk about all things Forrest Fenn and other treasure hunts.
Nice.
So, all right, I got this muted. So, what'd you do this weekend, K Pro?
Let's see. I met up with some searchers and had some search talk. It was awesome. So
Yeah, we
I
had.
yeah, we let's see. I got on a plane and decided, what do you do on Easter week when you have kids that want to see grandparents? You go to Vegas. So
Hmm.
I made my way to Vegas.
Yeah, so we had a very fun weekend. A lot of poker. We met up with some
Um,
searchers, and we had a nice talk. We did an escape room. So thanks
oh,
to everybody who showed up. Yeah, we did not finish the escape room, but that's unfortunately I picked the hardest one that they had, and it was difficult. So while we were a little short, we were close. But I do have the picture of all of us. Let me see. You're
well, I
not.
won't say that's all of us. A couple people didn't want to be pictured. So most of us.
Oh, I don't remember that. No, this is all of us. What are you talking about?
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, they should. They didn't mention it to me, and they should have if they did not want to be. So this was us. This is the escape room. So we've got Mindy from Vegas. Actually, everybody here is from Vegas. This was a Las Vegas searcher meetup. So we've got Mindy, Kathy, myself, K Pro, Tara, John, Carla, and Ramona. So that was the treasure. We found the uncle's treasure. Actually, we didn't, but they walked us through the end. So that's everybody that showed up. And then also Nathan was there afterward. So we met him for the first time. So that was the first Las Vegas meetup outside of the World Series of Finn.
You just said everyone was from Vegas. Everyone?
Well,
Every
you're honorary now. You might as well be from Vegas.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, K Pro obviously is not from Vegas, but she was there, so that was nice that she flew in for it.
That's funny. Well, and if I had to go back to an old headset because I'm having more audio problems and I'm still in this old space, so let me know if I'm too loud, not loud enough, etc. Pitchy, whatever. We'll make adjustments on the fly, kind of like we're doing right now because it
Yeah,
was a full day of travel, and I'll have to say between moving and then traveling, and I do have to say, how many tournaments did you cash in, Mike?
I cashed in one tournament. How many tournaments did you cash in, Christy?
Four.
No,
I
I
cashed
thought
in
it was five if you
four.
include the bubble.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I
Yeah,
got
I
bubble
mean
pay.
you
I
got
got
your
some
money
cash.
back, so really it's four,
Yeah,
but on a fifth one you got your money back. So K Pro
yeah.
definitely kicked my butt in poker this weekend, and we're both wore down. It's just a long weekend, so I've got some hot tea, and I'm about to put in some honey and put in a little bit of Bacardi in this tea right now while we're live.
Uh,
So
yeah. So I do
yeah,
have to say, for as hard of a time as I give for Mike for knocking me out of tournaments, oh my goodness gracious.
I got a
Um,
sore throat, everybody.
yeah. So it was awesome, and Mike gets all the credit because I had the best poker set of tournaments that I've ever played in, and I like bubble, third, second,
Yeah,
first,
she did
first.
really
It
good.
was just, it was awesome, and I get full credit to Mike because after each tournament, I'd be like, "What would you have done here and there?" And it was super fun. So
So this
thank
is
you for a great time, and I will say, Bally's, for those of you that were at the World Series of Fun, that is where we played
yeah,
most. We played though over at the Venetian. That wasn't as fun. We played over at Caesars.
right. That's
I didn't cash either of those places. So Bally's, you will have my heart forever.
right.
And the dealers did ask World Series of Fenn next year, and we said, "Oh yeah." So that's in the works, but we have other things to talk about tonight. So
Hot tea with what is Bacardi? Bourbon? Is that wrong? I don't even know.
well, alcohol,
Bacardi and honey, so I'm hoping that helps. And then I've
alcohol.
got my Chinese food right there, a little wonton soup with some spicy noodles with shrimp. So once we're done, I'll be eating that and going to bed. But anyway, nobody cares about that. So Chris Jones says K Pro came to town and schooled you. So sad. Yeah, she really did, and she knocked me out of two tournaments. She actually knocked me out of two tournaments. So we definitely got to do it again and see if I can do better this time. But I did win one, so I was happy. The last one that we played, I ended up winning, came in first place.
And like won it like free and clear, like didn't chop. He won the whole thing. It was awesome. So I will say this is where things have begun for hopefully the streak continues. I'm hoping to play in the World Series of Poker. And
Yeah.
so I'm excited. We'll see. We'll see if all that works out because we have a function in the junction and it is in planning stages. And I have some announcements about that. Oh, and I'm so sorry I missed you, JBR Princess, because it was fun. Yes. And I
Yeah, we
just,
wish you could have showed up.
well, and it's funny because up on Facebook, every time I won and cashed, I like gave a picture and it was like one after the other. It was just, it was a streak and it worked out and it paid for my trip. So it worked out.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Good times. And that's also practice for next year's World Series of Fenn. Right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that I did not cash out and Mike, you did, and I did
Yeah.
not. So,
Min cash, I came in 6th. But yeah, it was fun.
yeah,
So, function in the junction. Do we have any details? We do have dates. I know a lot
we
of people are
do.
like, when is it? So we can give you the definitive dates, right?
Yes, yes, definitely. Okay, so here are the dates. I am gonna get it over to Dale's once I get a little bit more detail. But Mike and I talked a lot about some of the planning stuff. So it is going to be Friday, June 21st, and Saturday, June 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
If you come in earlier or later, other people may be around.
Right.
Um, so I welcome anyone coming in before or after, but the things that we are planning will be that time. So here is what we have planned so far. So on the 21st, which is Friday, we're going to do some sort of informal meetup on Friday night. Don't know exactly what it looks like yet. I'm talking to a couple restaurants, one hotel, etc. I will know a little bit more very soon. So that will be Friday evening. And then on Saturday, we are going to do Saturday early. I don't know what early looks like. So I don't know if it'll be late morning or early afternoon, something. We are going to do a fishing trip. And this will be the first of many, hopefully, surprises that we give you.
Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome to do maybe fly fishing? I don't know what kind of fishing trip yet. I don't think we planned that yet. But just
No,
to go up there and do what Forrest Fenn did when he was a fishing guide, wouldn't that be cool? I've been fishing since I was, 8 years old. So this should be very interesting.
I've been fishing once in my whole life. And
Yeah,
so,
it's only
of
been a couple
course,
times.
so if you were planning a Forrest Fenn meetup and wanted to ask someone, if you were to go to Yellowstone area, how would you fish and where would you fish?
All right.
Who would you ask? I mean, there's some really great searchers, but
National Park Service, maybe?
yeah, you could ask some ranger.
Or, yeah, ranger in Yellowstone. Who would be the expert on where to fish up in Yellowstone? Anybody?
Anybody? I mean, maybe, yeah. So we decided to ask the expert, kind of the head person,
Right.
the main guy, and he has given us some recommendations of
Yeah.
what do you recommend?
If anybody hasn't figured it out, that would be Forrest Fenn. We said, hey, if we wanted to do a fishing trip, where should we go? And he told us where to go. So
Yeah, so that is where I'm still trying to see if it's even possible, and we're
yeah,
looking at getting some details together. So, but how cool is that? I didn't think I would get in. We didn't think we'd get in.
yeah. So anybody
So
who's interested will have details. We're just now planning it.
yeah,
We just got that from Forrest, so we're gonna make it happen, and we'll have all the details. But just remember, it's that Friday, Saturday, and we're definitely gonna have dinner and drinks somewhere where we can all get together and talk.
yeah,
But we
yeah.
thought a fishing expedition in the morning, one of those 2 days, would be a good thing to do.
Yeah, and if we have time, I'd love to get out to Ojo Caliente. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
But we'll see if we have time. It might be something informal. So Friday the 21st, there'll be an informal get together. Drinks will be involved, I'm sure. Saturday, there will be a Forrest Fenn fishing expedition, and then maybe Ojo Caliente, and then in the evenings, a dinner/drinks, and then many of us will be off back home by Sunday. So yeah, super excited.
Somewhere in there, I got to do a boots on the ground, but we'll see. Maybe that'll be Thursday. I
Oh,
don't
you
know.
are. You will.
Yeah, right. I
You
know.
will. And I'm
Yeah, I
gonna have,
definitely got to buy the gear for that boots on the ground too. But we have time to plan that. So yeah.
and that actually, I think that would be because that's something that's discussed a lot. And when we met up with the searchers this weekend, there was many of them that were like, "I'm brand new. What do I?" They didn't even know what Hen of Riches was, which was shocking. They did. They
Oh,
no
the
one.
forum. Yeah, they didn't. They're not. It's
Yeah.
not aware. Some people aren't in the. They're not in our
So I
circle.
think it's
So
perfect. We should do a what do you do for your first boots on the ground? And we will do it in honor of Mike, and we'll do a show
oh,
off. of what do you need equipment wise? What
Yeah,
do you need?
right.
All of that. So I think we will do that very.
And
Yeah, we will
also,
do that.
shout out to Ryan because I ran into him in the poker room and he watches the vlogs and he came over and said hi. So talked to him for
Yeah,
about an hour in the poker room. And what's funny is he lives right across the street from me. So
I tried to say hello, but I was still
yeah,
in the
she was in a
poker tournament.
tournament. So yeah,
So
she
I
was
was like,
busy.
"Hi," but I felt bad because I didn't get any time with him, and you got like an hour.
And then shout out to Diane because she just brought a Cowlazars coffee cup about 5 minutes before we went on. So Cowlazars.com if you guys want to buy anything, you can see the stuff there under the shop button.
Nice, nice. Okay, so okay, Lydia's saying even volume,
Thumbs
so this is
up for
good.
the good
I think
volume, right?
we're getting the volume. Sassy, if you don't know, we do an annual poker tournament with Forrest Fenn's searchers. So
In
that'll come up
January,
end
that'll be in
of
January
January. Yeah, that's what we
of
just talked
next
in the
year.
poker room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be fun, and we'll hopefully have items and all that good stuff. So, okay, so that goes over the function in the junction. We talked about poker. We talked about escape room, and had some drinks afterwards. It
Yeah,
was
for all the people and had a nice talk. Yeah, nice talk about different things. So I do want to show that Copper Dan's frame with all three Forrest Fenn medallions is on eBay. And I'll show this real quick. It's got 44 minutes left. So it is going to end at the end of the show while we're live. Right now it's at $1,721. Congratulations, Dan. That's awesome. I
wow.
do expect it to shoot up because this is the number one out of 250. Forrest Fenn signed. He put it in a beautiful frame. And it's got all three coins. The Jenny Kyle medallion, the 2019 coin, the 2018 coin. So yeah.
And
So
there's
if
Copper
anybody's
Dan. Woo.
interested, yeah,
Yeah,
1700.
how many
That's
minutes?
awesome.
How many
So
minutes?
there are 43 minutes left, and we will show it
43.
live as that ends. Do you
Ooh,
think
is
it'll
it?
go over 2,000 K Pro? What do you think?
Wait,
Over
what is
under
it at?
2,000? It's at 1,721 currently with
1,700. Oh,
34 bids. Yeah,
it's going. It's going over. It's
I
going
think
over.
it will go over 2,000.
Wait,
Dan.
what's your over? Let's do an over under though.
Well, we both think
2250.
it's going to go over though.
Right, 2250.
I would say over 2,000. I don't know how high, but I think it'll go over 2,000.
Oh, well, yeah, that's not fun.
Somebody asked, "Is it Forrest Fenn's birthday today?" I thought Forrest Fenn's
No,
birthday was in August. Is that correct?
no,
But I'm just
my
guessing.
birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
it is
fall.
not Kurt Hensley. I don't know where you got that information from, but it is not correct. Um, so yeah, hi everybody in the chat. You know that super chat's on. You know that we can
It
do
could be his
that.
birthday
And
because that crazy guy got arrested again. So
yeah,
that's
Forrest
like a
Fenn
birthday
news.
present.
Unfortunately, not good news. Is the guy that
Oh,
tried to stalk his family was back at their home recently, and he was recently, just today, I believe, arrested in Henderson, Nevada. He is from Henderson, and I saw a news release that he was arrested. So that's good.
yeah.
Some people just don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's been pretty open with his. Well, it was just a matter of time. So
Oh,
anyway, I'm glad that. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
glad that.
And Kurt was just asking. He didn't know. I believe his birthday's in August. If anybody knows for sure, feel free to post it in the chat when Forrest Fenn's birthday is.
Yeah, he said he was just asking. He didn't know. He'll ask again tomorrow. I think that's awesome. No, Jimmy Fast. This was not the guy with the axe. The guy with the axe thought that the treasure
Yeah,
chest was
different
somewhere
guy.
in his home, so he went into Shiloh's actually casita. This is the guy that thought that Forrest Fenn's granddaughter was the chest, and if you kidnapped her, that Forrest would give you the gold or whatever. And so he's the one that went to jail. I think it was like a few months at least. And then they were tracking him. He had probation. He wasn't supposed to be near the house. He went to the house this last week. Forrest was coded. He just wanted to keep. He didn't come out with anything. He just wanted to kind of keep it on the down low.
Right.
And unfortunately, I believe there was like a order that said he had to stay so many feet away from the family, and he violated it. And so he was actually gone by the time they called police, and he was gone by the time the police showed up. But then they go and find you. How close is Henderson to you, Mike?
Oh, like 20 minutes. I mean,
Oh
Henderson is
my
a big
God.
area, but yeah, it's close. So
Okay.
that's crazy. I have no idea who the person is. He's never contacted me. I'm just saying that that's what I read in the news story was,
Yeah.
and that's just sad that people take things way too far with this hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So anyway, well, actually, when you said it's not good news, I thought it's good news. The guy has been, he's back in jail. So
Right.
I mean,
Right.
good. So okay, enough of the bad.
Yeah.
So tonight we're going to be talking about a couple things. The coin has been found for those of you that have been looking for
Mm-hmm.
that. Actually, it's a dual coin up from Oregon. Those of
Yeah.
you that figured it out.
Yeah.
And we did have another set of searchers that developed this hunt, and some people really, really enjoyed those hints. So
The
we will
clues.
have,
Yeah.
yeah, those clues. So we will have them on, and that'll be towards the end of the show. We will have them on and talking about the walkthrough
Mm-hmm.
of that hunt. But that means it's time for a new hunt. So
Yeah, we're also going to have
Mike,
details on the new hunt for another Forrest Fenn 2019 Searcher coin.
yeah.
At the end of the show, we'll give details on when that will come out. And then Dustin and Deidre White are the ones who created this latest one that was just found Saturday. And they're going to come on the show. They're going to walk us through the clues. And we're going to show the clues that were never released. It was found before we released the last two. So we'll show all of them.
Yeah, and
Good
somebody
stuff.
sent me something that said Mike said they needed all 8 clues. No, he
And
thought they
my
needed
opinion,
one.
right,
Yeah,
right, right.
and some of you guys are just awesome and
I
it's
I
found.
forget how hardcore people are, and if they find the right bark, they're going to look everywhere. So, in other words, to me, Clue 8 would have pinpointed in a way, and I thought you would have needed that, but somebody went and just looked everywhere and found it. So, but
Yeah,
we'll go through all that.
Sassy, it's a good question. So let me go over. So this last year, if you've seen the copper coins, the Forrest Fenn copper coins, they were numbered 1 to 999, I believe. There's no thousand out there, is there, Mike?
That's correct.
Okay.
999 is where it was cut off. Yep.
So I asked Forrest last fall, can we get 1 through 50 in silver? We paid the cost to them, and we were just going to put them all over the country, the
Nickel
48.
plated, everybody, not real silver.
Yeah,
Nickel
silver
plated. They
looking,
look silver.
silver,
Yeah. Yeah. I want to
silver
make
looking.
that clear.
So we're working our way backwards from 50. We're on 42. So one's been in Pennsylvania, one's been in North Carolina, one's in Oregon. There's many going all over the country because we are going through again, going down, down, down. I will say, Mike and I being up for the function in the junction, there might be some that might make their way all through
Oh yeah,
those
definitely.
states. So anyway, you do have to officially get boots on the ground because they
Yeah.
are in all throughout the country.
We're
But since they're all
hiding. No, I was just going to say we're hiding a proxy item. So we're not hiding the
right,
actual coins. We are hiding a
right,
proxy item that you have to then email and say, "Hey, I have it," and then we send you the coin. So
yeah. So
all over the U.S., the 48 states, it could be won by you. And also, I'll say we have a mailing list for clues. We give it in the video, but not everybody wants to watch the videos, and I understand that. So we do have a mailing list that I email the clues out. I was using Cowlazars2 at gmail.com, but I realize that's going to a lot of people's spam folders. You know, it looks suspicious. So I'm going to switch over. I'm now going to use Cowlazars at gmail.com. Um, and anybody, if I send you an email and you don't want emails from me, all you have to do is reply remove, and you will be off the list, and you'll never get an email from me again. That's not a problem. But you will be getting clues in the mail if you want them from me for this new hunt that's coming up later this week.
okay. And I will say, and Mike, you can just mute me right now.
Uh
So some
oh.
searchers are asking, is it time to prank Mike? And would the
Oh.
function in the junction be the place to do it? I'm going to let you know, Mike, it's coming. But if anybody's going to the function and wants to be a part of making sure that it's all going to be in good fun, Mike, but you threw it down and you said it's not
I
possible
said
to
you can't
prank
get me, so nobody better push me in a hot spring or anything crazy. But all right, I'm up for it. Just remember,
them.
whoever's involved, I will get you back. I will
Okay,
get you
now I
back.
do want to preface this. I will tell you the people that have responded so far are the people that it's like a fraternity thing. I'm not doing anything like gross or like pushing in a hot spring. There's no
Right.
injuries involved. It's going to be just light fun. But I think we have we have a plan of brewing. I will just say
Okay.
so. Just
Yeah,
be ready.
somebody said me in the mountains by myself. In other words, I'm like, where's K-Pro? And I'm just got to find my way back. I'm out there by myself. Nice.
Huh, okay. Plan a fake function in the junction. Okay, it's all fake, Mike.
I show up by nobody's there but me. That'd be pretty funny. But you know, I hear there's no cell reception in Yellowstone. How about West Yellowstone at these restaurants or places? There's cell
Yeah,
reception there. So
yeah.
well, of course we're gonna do a vlog. We'll do a vlog from there together. But of course at the end when we get back is when I'll record everything
Do the big one.
and I'll put up a vlog of what happened. But if we can, maybe we'll go live from up there and all that fun stuff. But yeah.
Cover dancing. Thank you so much for the a surprise for Mike. No,
Ah.
I think I want to be fair because I actually do need a few others involved.
Uh-oh.
Copper Dan, it's taken a different direction, so we need to talk
Well,
a
I
little
know
bit.
Copper Dan's number 1 on the list. Let me write that down. Okay.
It will be fun. We'll see if we can even get you, but now you know it's coming,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So.
Mm-hmm. That should be interesting.
Let's see. I had cell reception in 2017 working at Lake Yellowstone.
Okay.
So I don't know what. So I was able to get anywhere in West Yellowstone, and a lot of the restaurants they'll give you free Wi-Fi when you're eating there. But you get to. I got it. I think it was right at the entry. This would be the west entrance. I had no problem. But once you get about a mile in, right at the state border, is where it's where yeah, that's where it dropped off for me. But I get it occasionally here and there throughout the park, but it's definitely not consistent. So
So we had a question as far as for the function, where's everyone staying? And I don't know the area, so Capro does.
okay, so Boots, Josh, I will tell you, I'm making a list for the people, much like we did for the poker tournament. Some people need camping. Some people need a really, really cheap room, maybe 30, 40, 50 a night if I can find one. Some people are like, I want to stay at a resort. So what I'm going to do, just like World Series of Fenn, is and that's what I'm doing right now is I'm calling for availability. The dude still had availability. The Holiday Inn still had availability. There's 3 or 4. So I want to get like, here's a price range of less than 100. Here's a price range of 100 to 200. Here's a price range of 4 to 500. And then here's a campground at these prices. And that's what I'm working on this week is organizing that piece because I can tell you, do not wait for rooms because they will fill up. So I was actually able to I've secured a couple different sets of rooms trying to figure out what to do, and I'll probably cancel one. Or I'll definitely cancel one. So anyway, that's I'm going to be flying into Bozeman. That's where I've always flown into. It's about an hour and 20 minutes away from West Yellowstone. That's where I fly in. It's actually cheaper to get an SUV than it is any other car. So that's how I roll. But again, I haven't even made flights yet. I've just made some room, so we'll see. But family and I are trying to go. That would be awesome.
Nice.
So
Okay.
so I will be letting you know exactly. I hopefully, let's see, today's Monday. By Thursday's show, I'm hoping to have everything kind of laid out. Here's some places to stay. I don't know if we'll have the exact places like we have right now that we're going to be having dinner somewhere. I don't know if it'll be dinner at a certain location defined yet because we're supposed to be. Hopefully, we'll have a couple more surprises and surprise guests.
You know me and Capro, we'll always have something planned, so we'll get there.
Something.
As we get closer to the date, we'll have more details.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so we
all
talked about
right.
the next hunt. We talked about so we do have a contest up on Thor.
Yep.
Several people that I got introduced to this weekend, they're like, "Oh, who are you? You know, you do the thing with my where do you go and converse about the Forrest Fenn treasure?" So I own hintofriches.com.
Mhm.
Please go in if you just want to talk about all things Forrest Fenn. We do have a spot for other searches. It hasn't taken off like the other areas, but I did want everybody to know. Yes, it's there. It's yeah, it's fantastic. Um, so um, what other thing? Let's see. How are we
All
doing on
right.
time?
eBay watch. Let's check out Dan's
Oh,
frame. Did it
Dan.
jump? Did it jump? Let's see. It did jump a little bit. It
Uh oh.
wasn't. I thought it was 1700 something, but right now it's at 1796. So I think it went up like $20 or so. 31 minutes left. $1,796. Okay.
Yeah, and there was a comment that I made last show or show before last that was, if Forrest ruled out a state, just rule out Colorado because there's 9 people. What? That was a joke. There was a few people rather upset with me. I met a Colorado searcher this last weekend. That was a joke. All 4 states are definitely in, and I could see when Forrest says subtle with TTOTC, subtle hints, they could definitely be in Yellowstone. Or I'm sorry, Colorado.
That was a slip. It's in Yellowstone, everybody.
Sorry, it's in Yellowstone, yeah. So just know that all 4 states, I was just kidding around. All 4 states are definitely
Yeah.
in. I tried to make something work in Colorado. I researched pretty heavily for a while, and I wasn't able to find anything. But again, here's the funny part. who am I? I am a searcher, and I am developing a search and will be boots on the ground when I go to Yellowstone, but I'm one of many. So just laugh
Yeah,
at me
I
and say,
know.
I'm going to go get that chest and I'm going to show her, show me.
I know a
I'm
couple people that are in Colorado. John Bobbitt's one of them, actually. He was telling us their solve Saturday, his solve on Saturday. Um,
John, I have heard John Bobbitt solve quite a few times, and you know
yeah,
what? There's some great depth to his solve. That is a great example of. I mean, he has a lot of depth and a lot of reason to be. I actually don't think it maybe some of those things link. We've talked to a couple of the searchers. Nobody gets K Pro's jokes. Oh my gosh,
yeah, right.
I know. Oh,
Yeah.
I know too well.
Well,
So anyway,
I'll tell
that's
you this,
fun.
talking about Colorado, we had the Forrest Fenn topographic map collection, and we sold those. I have 2 maps left for Colorado. All the rest are
Yeah.
sold. There was over 100. They're all gone. They've been gone. There's 2 left. I was thinking of putting those on eBay. All the Utah maps are sold, which surprised me. A lot of people wanted Utah and Colorado. There were only 3 states, and now I still have some left for New Mexico. But Colorado, there's only 2 maps left. In Utah, they're gone. So that was a surprise to
That is
me. I never would have thought Utah would have been a big seller, but they are. So
Um,
yeah.
okay, so two things. Think about the fact that everyone's at the function. Well, we could be a few hundred feet away from the treasure. What if it's found that week? I will tell you, just because
Wouldn't that be something? Yeah.
I've already gotten at least 5 emails of, would you guys go live if I brought the treasure chest to the restaurant or wherever we're
Hmm.
at? I will tell you absolutely
Of
yes. Please
course we
don't do
would.
that.
If
You
you
should
want to
do
announce it, and even if you
it.
want to remain anonymous, we'll still show the chest and just not say who
Yeah,
brought it. But I'm not sure how you could show up with it and the word not get out. But of course, yeah. And
yeah.
then,
Well, go ahead, Mike.
no, I was just going to say the other question is if it's found before the function in the junction, are we still going to do it? And the answer is yes, we are. We're still going to do the World Series of Fenn next year, even if
Right,
the treasure chest has been found. It's to
right.
commemorate the chase. Even if the chase is over, we can still commemorate all the good times and the
It
memories
will
that
never
everybody's
be
had.
over for some of us. This
There
is
will
like,
be another treasure hunt in some way, shape, or form. It won't be
yeah.
over.
And I will say, this is the big one where I think a lot of people have met lifetime friends, special people. I mean, this is going to be forever. So,
Yeah, exactly.
Grizzly Bear, is that the serial killer, John Wayne Bobbitt?
No,
No, but
well, I don't know what that means.
he is famous for other things, and you
Yeah,
can look that up on. That is that John Bobbitt. So he is famous, but he's not a serial killer
yeah, no.
that I know about, because I've hung with them several times now. So oh my goodness, I hope not.
Ah.
I am running if we find it. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I don't know. Would you run away? Wouldn't that be cool though? Hmm.
So speaking of if we're in Yellowstone and somebody was to find it, do we want to show the video of the commemorative chest out in the wild?
Yes, yes.
So you guys know that Chris Jones created this commemorative chest. It's not a replica. There are some differences, but it's pretty close. And
Yep.
his auction just ended on eBay. His auction for, I believe it was chest number 72. Does that sound right, K Pro?
Yes.
Okay, and it went for $3,500, 3,500. Well, Chris sent me a video, and it's him in the forest walking through the woods, and he actually has placed the chest, and he wanted to show how hard it would be, how hard it could be to find Forrest Fenn's chest. And we're going to show that video. As far as his treasure chest, you know, he wanted to see how high it would go for on eBay, and maybe 3,500 is a good price point, and maybe it's not. But you guys will have to ask Chris that. I believe he's in the chat room, so
Well, and I think it's
he
really
can
teed up to
speak to
say
any of that. Yeah,
this is really interesting because you watch this and you go, could I have walked just right past it, like Forrest said? I
right.
mean, that's the really like, I just think it's interesting when you look at this and you go, and I think this has been done before. There's some other searchers that have done this. So, but
Mm-hmm.
if you watch this, you kind of stop and go, oh my gosh, sometimes you're not as aware of your
Right.
surroundings, especially when it's all green and it's all woody and it's off the beaten path. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it's great to watch.
And
So,
can you
and
see it on the Zoom? I think I shared it the right
I
way this
can.
time. Okay.
Yeah, I can't. It's matched to my other.
Gotcha.
So
Now you guys are not going to be able to hear the audio, but that's okay. There is no audio except for him walking through the leaves and things. And I will say this: there's no way to keep quiet out in the woods. It's pretty loud. His footfalls on the leaves and grass and everything. So, and this is an interesting point, though. You know, if Forrest Fenn's treasure is out there, this is an interesting point to how it's concealed. If somehow it's open, a lot of people think maybe it's buried or concealed in some way, but the lid is flush with the ground, and you can see the lid. Now leaves would have blown over it, dirt would be
yeah.
on it. But see if you can find out where the chest is. Where the chest is.
Where is it? It's like, where's
Yeah,
Waldo?
I don't know. Let's see. At the end, he does show us. So if you miss it, don't worry. He's going to show us. And at the end, he does something else interesting that I think people don't think about, and that's how do you get the chest out of there? And he gives us an idea of what you need. So check it out. This is Chris Jones. This is his commemorative treasure chest. He is selling these on vanettis.com. We did on our previous vlog. It had the details on that. And again, if you have any questions, just email Chris through his website. And if you want to buy one or you want to know how much. And congratulations on the 3,500, Chris. I hope that's that's what you were looking for. And I wish you well with what you do with them. All right, let's see. It's got to be right in here somewhere, right?
Well, and this brings up a good point because I'll talk over it because we're not hearing anything. So if Forrest has said is all you need is gloves, and Mike has said, when noted at the end, if it's flush with the ground, you might need more than gloves. Does that rule out that it's flush with the ground or buried?
Right. We don't know.
Wait, don't say right like you just.
Well, I don't know.
Discovery.
Right, meaning
that's
you're right. Yeah. Well, did Forrest say no tool is required? I'm trying to remember if he ever said anything about a shovel, or it could just be one of those things you hear. Oh, there it is. Check it out. And to make it clear that this is not the real chest, Chris actually put TTOT's commemorative chest.
It's just not
the Forrest Fenn chest. Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at that. And the other thing Chris and there's Forrest Fenn's Dr. Pepper.
Oh my gosh.
The other thing Chris pointed out is the real treasure chest has been out in the wild for what, going on 10 years now? So it's going to be green with like oxidation, and the patina is definitely going to be altered. Now here's Chris trying to put it in a backpack, because once you find it, what are you going to do with it? You got to put it in something, right?
Yes, I really like this because it does show some people have so there's
11. That's 11 and a half inches, and that's too small. Everybody, that backpack is too small. That's what he's trying to show.
Yeah.
So let's see if he finds, and that thing is, and that it's 42 pounds. Yeah.
People that are just watching, 50 people just had a heart attack.
It's not the real. That's why he put commemorative chest. It's not the real Forrest Fenn's real chest.
He didn't let us have any fun.
Okay, so this one is 14 inches. It looks like 14 and a half inches, and that's the minimum you need to fit the treasure chest. It's good info for everybody. I think everybody's trying to find it. Nobody's thought about, well, what am I going to do once I find it? How do I get it out of there? 14 and a half inch width minimum backpack.
I think I have a backpack similar to that. That might be one.
What's that?
I think I have a backpack that would fit that.
Oh, gotcha.
I just need to find the Well, and here's a controversy that I had with my first search partner.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Forrest took 2 trips.
Right.
We should take 2 trips. And I said, you have done gone lost your mind.
And right there is the weight. So that's 44 pounds because he made his that heavy. And that's where the treasure chest was. So you guys can rewatch the video, slow-mo it, try and figure out if you could find it. So thanks, Chris. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. Especially, the end with the... Mm-hmm. So if you found it, I've actually done, and especially for you big, strong guys, you guys are fine, but I've actually put 42 pounds, or actually 40 pounds in my bag and walked it a mile because I want to make sure that I can do that. Some people said, I can't do that. So I'm going to take the chest, or I'm going to take all the contents, get them back to my car, leave them, walk back and get the chest. I personally think that's insane. Even though Forrest did it that way, I get it. There will be adrenaline. I'll be able to run 700 pounds in my back.
The other thing is you don't want to hurt yourself. What if there's an incline? What if there's a way you got to walk out of there and you don't want to trip with it?
An 80-year-old man did it. Nope.
Yeah, okay, that's true. So Jay Minnesota said, how do you think Fenn carried it in if not in a backpack? Well, I think he did have a backpack. I think he had it in a backpack. He made 2 trips. So he has said, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, he said he took the chest in first, left it in the spot, then he went back to his car, got all the contents of the chest, which I'm assuming he put in the same backpack, and walked back and filled up the chest. So it's just interesting to know that you have to have a 14-inch backpack for it to fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Okay. So Chris, I don't know if you can post the link. If you are not,
and I can show it.
Give it to Mike, because Mike will be able to make all that magic happen.
If I can spell it the right way. Vanettis. Vanettis.com, everybody.
I don't know if he has said.
Chris, email me the link and make sure I got it right.
Boots on the ground clothing. Josh has said, I wonder if the real chest is covered in plastic to protect the chest. I don't think he said that. I think he has said about about protecting the autobiography. I don't know if he has said anything. I guarantee someone in chat will be able to easily come out and say yes or no.
Right.
So yeah, oh shoot.
What was that?
That was a pen that now leaked all over my beautiful. I'm in my dining room, and that's a dining room table, and now I have a big ink mark, and so the pen
Uh-oh.
has gone. That's
And
okay.
I have he gave me the link. I just can't find it right now. So, Chris, if you can send me the link one more time, I will show it for everybody who's interested.
And Jay Scott said he used bubble wrap, and I have plenty of bubble wrap here.
Bubble wrap.
Really works. Yeah. So he said the chest would be wet, didn't he? But yes, he also said it's not submerged. The definition of wet, when you get into physics, etc., it could be moldy, or he said no mold or mildew, but it could be like if you look in physics, was that as
because
much
of
of
condensation is the way I look at it. I mean,
yeah.
If you put bronze of anything out in the woods overnight, isn't it going to be wet in the morning from condensation?
You look at New Mexico. Yeah. Chris said that he emailed it to you.
Yep, so. I got it right here. So this is the website, everybody. I'll just show this real quick. It's www.venettis.com, and then there's a link for the Forrest Fenn commemorative treasure chest. I don't know about pricing or any of that. You're going to have to talk to Chris, but we hope you do well, Chris. We hope you make a whole bunch of them. Comes in this nice display box. And yeah, that was a number 72 on eBay. I don't know which ones he's putting up next. But that's it. Venettis, VINNETTIS.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, eBay watch.
eBay
Copper Dan. Let's see. Oh, I think it jumped again. Let me bring it up.
Oh boy.
Dan Copper Francis must be happy. It is now at $2,021. The Fenbury 3 #1 map signed by Forrest Fenn with 19 minutes to go, 38 bids. $2,021.
Fenbury #1 map and 3 coins.
No, it's Fenbury 3 map. That's what it says on the map. It's #1 signed and autographed by Forrest. Okay. But yeah, it's a Fenbury 3 map.
Okay, and how many
minutes?
There
are the 3 coins. 18 minutes. 18 minutes.
18 minutes. Okay. So,
right.
Well, and speaking of number 3, the number 3 coin went up last week.
Oh, the number 3 coin was on eBay, and it went for $920. I wonder who bought that. Any idea, K-Pro?
Maybe they'll be on Toby's show like the maps were announced.
Maybe.
Oh.
So Dustin and Deidre, I sent you the link. If you want to join us, we will talk. Speaking of coins, we will talk about who found and how they found the 2 coins, the proxy item for 2 coins. This is really cool, guys. I know a lot of people maybe drop off now, but this whole treasure hunt was Goonies related, the movie The Goonies. And Dustin and Deidre did a great job. And wait till you see the proxy item that they actually hid. So Dustin and Deidre, you can join anytime you want, and we'll go over that solve. But I think that's all the Forrest Fenn news. Is there anything else that we missed, K-Pro?
No, but I have some ideas now. World Series of Fenn
yeah.
Coin number 3. Oh, there's some things that might need to happen.
Oh, that would be a prize. I mean, we had silver coin number 2, was it? That Steven won, but coin number 3, I mean, that would be huge. But we'll figure all that out.
Something happening here. Okay, so no, that'll be fun. That'll be super fun. And let's see. I think we went over. There is a contest that's happening on Thor right now. I am waiting for one of the judges. Wink, 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 Mike. Yeah. I will say, though, I thought I had gotten him and it was sitting in my outbox and it didn't go for some reason. So if you are, it was Name Your Search Season. Mm-hmm. If you are a part of that, right now it'll go to the semifinalists. So it'll go up on Thor in the next day or 2. Okay. And then everybody has to actually vote. So, Dustin and Deidre are ready.
They're with us. Hey, guys, we can hear you. It's a little loud. It's a little loud, but we can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Okay.
Right. We can
maybe unplug it, plug it back in. That's what works for K-Pro. I don't know.
I know. I do the kick it.
For the speakers.
Well, and the other thing is we'll just let them go over the solution because I was going to show the clue. So maybe they don't need to hear us.
Ha-ha!
Hey, can you hear us now?
I can hear you now.
I can.
It's just really loud, so just kind of talk a little slowly, quietly if you can.
Is that better?
Yeah, that is better. Hey, great.
Look at that. Volume works.
So Dustin and Deidre White, if you guys don't know, they have a Curse of Oak Island podcast. And Dustin and me met through Breakfast Tea and Bourbon. Now, Deidre, you were in it. That's right. You were in the treasure hunt thing back then. That's
yes,
right.
Yes. just got started with it, and I told him go get boots on the ground.
Right. That's right. I remember. So that was awesome a couple years ago. Pete
Yeah,
Bissonette's Breakfast Tea and Bourbon.
she sent me to the wrong state, so it's all good.
You knew where it was, but you got to go where the wife tells you. I understand.
Pretty much, right?
Don't even.
And Coy was in the room, so shout out to Coy, who was the winner and the finder of Breakfast Tea and Bourbon.
What up, Coy?
So,
Yeah. Okay, so you guys, you made a wonderful treasure hunt. That's why I included the copper coin, because I really like the clues, and the proxy item you hid was fabulous. That's why there were 2 coins. There is one, and then you guys have the other one. That's right. Lisa P is the one who found it, her and her husband. And apparently they're in a Rose Medallion group. Is that a treasure hunt up there in Portland?
Yep,
I know
they
a lot
hunt
of-
for the same thing that we hunt for every year.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I know there's probably some people in the chat that are aware of that treasure hunt. So
Hi, Portland people.
Portland
Yeah.
in the house. All right. I know they're a little bit too loud, but that's okay. We'll get through it, guys. So if you guys want to go through the clues and what they relate to, I'm going to show people the clues as you guys are talking about it. So let me share my screen one more time. Give me a second. And yeah, so what gave you guys the idea? I mean, we all love the Goonies as treasure hunters, but just because you guys were close in the area, or... Oh, now we can't hear you. There's no volume.
now try it.
Yeah. It's just a little loud, but we can hear you.
So weird.
Oh, sorry about that. We'll talk nice and softly.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Goonies was filmed in Astoria. We live near Oregon, and it just made sense. You know, it's a treasure movie, right?
Yep.
Right.
And we thought, where should we go? And naturally, you know, our childhood, the Goonies was a big part of it. And what else would you do besides a Goonies treasure hunt if you wanted to create one of your own? It just kind of came naturally for us.
Sure. That makes total sense. Let me make sure I got this right. Okay, so I'm showing clue number 1. You guys just want to go through them one at a time?
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. Do you want to read it, or should we?
Yeah, no, go ahead. If you guys have it, go ahead.
A quest for riches where legend meets myth. Speak of a pirate and his fabled ship. One cache is hidden away from the rest. Ready your knowledge to be put to the test. So that is just supposed to let people know that they're looking for something that involves pirates.
Yes.
And there's not many pirates or pirate stories on the West Coast, as many as like the East Coast. So we were hoping that might throw a few people off to search on the East Coast.
Mhm.
And it did.
It did. I heard down in Florida. I heard over in Boston. I heard a bunch of pirate
I heard
legends
I'm
that-
going to
yeah.
Oregon or North Carolina. Can you tell me which it is? Because I'd like to meet up with the dreams for you, or I know a searcher in Oregon, and I'm like, I can. Okay.
Very different locations, but yeah, really an introductory clue to get people going, excited. Hopefully it was going to be a little bit different than what most people had participated in the past.
And clue number 2 should have let people hone in on the general area, or that it was Goonies related, right?
Well, that was hopefully the goal, but you know, a needle in a haystack can be kind of anything, right? But we were hoping people would connect the two.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it says the needles in a haystack start you on your sail. Only 2 stand watch at the end of the trail. Every searcher that dares to look for the prize, go forth on thy adventure, and 2 on your surprise.
Okay.
And the 2 that stand watch at the end of the trail. So this basically starts you in Cannon Beach, Oregon, which is just south of Astoria, where the Goonies was filmed. But it's an iconic location in the Goonies where they hold up that doubloon, and you can see the rock, the 2 rocks, and it lines up with the restaurant, right? So
Right.
it's like an iconic part of the movie. So we thought that would be a good place to start. And then basically you're the pirate sailing up the coast of Oregon, and where do you go after you pass Cannon Beach? And the next city to the north is called Seaside, and there's like a big monument facing the ocean that is Lewis and Clark. And it says on it the end of the Lewis and Clark Trail,
No, it says end of the trail.
or end of the trail.
Yeah.
But it's the Lewis and Clark Trail, not the Oregon Trail.
Okay,
Yes.
so only 2 stand watch at the end of the trail was a reference to Lewis and Clark, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Is the Seaside reference. The needles in a haystack, you'll see needles in haystack are capitalized,
Mm-hmm.
in turn telling you, of course, that it's a place. So Haystack Rock is really iconic here on the West Coast. And
Wait,
the
Deidre, are you saying if it is capitalized, that means it is a formal place?
I would say it would be a
Like-
For now.
Like the word brown, maybe?
Like
All
that,
right.
like
Maybe.
Olive Brown. I'm just making some references here. Sorry.
That's the way it seems to work in other treasure hunts. So
Just throwing it out.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Several others.
Clue number
So-
3.
Okay. What do we got?
clue number 3: rainy days are common. The storms may be vast. Into the river you sail, looking for the past. As you dock your weary ship to search high and low, onward through the land of its treasured picture show. Nearly there, it's down below.
There's a lot to unpack in this one.
Yeah.
So rainy days are common. The storms may be vast. Well, we know that the West Coast especially is very rainy.
Well, in the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest in particular. Astoria in particular. Into the river you sail.
So that's kind of telling you to, as you're going north in the ocean in your ship, you would hang a right into the river, the Columbia River, that separates Oregon and Washington, and it's the area that then you could get to the Goonies area, right? And so it says dock your weary ship, and you go onward through the land of its treasured picture show, right? So that's the Goonies. That's hopefully you're in Astoria by this time. There's actually a hidden clue that is in all 3 of the first clues that really gets you to Astoria. You want to explain it?
So if you take, as we can see, they are indented, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we take the capital letter at the start of each of the first 3 clues.
Which is an awesome hidden clue, right?
Oh, that sealed it. That we were getting emails, or at least I was.
Yeah.
They're like, it's done. I can go there now, and I'm like,
And what do those letters spell?
And they spell Astoria, Oregon.
Well, hey, how easy is that? So you guys knew the general area from clue number 3.
Yeah, we were hoping to get people there nice and early, so that they could then explore the city, because it's small, it's quaint, but it's beautiful, and it's just a lot of cool stuff that we wanted to share about the Goonies and just the Pacific Northwest, so all that.
Hey, Mike, can you see? Okay,
Yep,
great.
I did. Yep,
Okay.
yep. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, clue number 4. So everybody should basically be in the Astoria area. They don't know where yet, but just they know it's Goonies related, possibly at this point, and they know Astoria. So let's go to clue 4.
Yeah, but it could be anywhere in Astoria, right?
Right?
Right.
Right, and that's why people were like, "I'm getting on a plane." I'm like, "You have a whole maybe."
People were asking me, should I go for the next clue? And I'm like, I can't
Yeah.
comment. I was like, I'm not going to sway somebody one way or the other. So I just said, I can't comment.
Well,
Although,
and I don't want to be rude to anybody. I don't even respond. I don't even respond like I can't comment. I literally just don't respond, because I feel like if I respond some ways a little bit more, I just don't want any interpretation. So I'm not
Right.
being. I just literally do not respond.
That's a good thing to do, yeah.
Yeah, you know what was funny? A searcher, Mindy, your friend, she reached out to me because she had heard that I lived in the Northwest and I was trustworthy, and so she wanted to see if I can go and help her find it. And I was like,
Oh, she sent that to me. As soon as you responded, she said, Dustin created this. Dustin and his wife. I know he did, and I just didn't
I was like, I would love to. Well, before she asked me what she wanted help with, I was like, yeah, I'm there for you. I love to help people.
Because we didn't know what she needed help with.
Yeah, we didn't know what she needed help with. I thought it was like, she wanted to run some Forrest Fenn stuff by me or something, even though we're novices with Forrest Fenn.
She was looking for somebody to go boots on the ground for her.
Yeah. And I said, I can't. Sorry. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, what do you say to that?
She immediately emailed me and said, Dustin and Deidre created this. I know they did, and I just didn't.
Well, I tried both Douglas Preston and Shiloh Fenn, and they wouldn't partner with me, and I was really shocked. That's awesome.
That's funny.
Clue 4.
So you've battened down the hatches, and now you see the tale of pirates and heroes alike, all featured in this jail. You're searching for something with a similar facade. If ye be the first to find it, then surely we'll applaud.
And that is the jail from the Goonies, right? I'm showing
Exactly.
a picture of it right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and the second part, so that the first part really wants you to be here, but the second part, it says you're searching for something with a similar facade. Well, if you go to where the actual treasure is, later on we'll get there. I'm sure you'll show a picture of it, but there is like something that has, it's like an archway kind of deal, and it's reminiscent of this. It's not like an exact, it's that's why the clue says similar. It's something that's
Similar
in the
facade.
yeah, exactly. So it's just something to help you at the end, but you're not there yet because we didn't expect people to get there after 4 clues.
Right. So now if people knew Goonies and they knew Astoria, they're going to know the jail, or you could look up online the jail. So now
very famous.
And I think a lot of people are like, I'm going to go look all over that jail in the parking lot, but that's not where it was. So let's go to clue 5.
Well, that's the funny part. So how many people, treasure hunters, like Mike, you have shirts, like everybody has something Goonies. That's where I think this was sooner than most people think.
A little hint, I wore a Goonies t-shirt in the last video that we did. So that was a little hint for everybody too.
Very nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, clue 5.
164 steps up and around. From this grand view, you can look back to the ground. Search hard to the southwest for what the Walsh boy has lost. Part of the loot he gathered where skull and bones be crossed.
Ooh.
100. So there are not steps at the jail, right?
No, we're headed to another iconic.
Right. So each of these clues are kind of geographic waypoints, kind of like the 9 clues in Forrest Fenn's poem. It's going to take you from point to point. Okay, where's this one leading people?
So this brings you to a famous landmark in Astoria called the Astoria Column. It's well known that it's 164 steps. It's well known that at least around these parts, like when we showed her mom these clues, she was like, "Oh, I know where that one is."
She knew where one was, and it was because of this clue. Yeah. So if you hadn't picked out Astoria yet, this should have really got you there.
Yeah, totally. And so this also gives more clues to the making sure people know it's part of the Goonies because the main character is Mikey Walsh, and
his last name was Walsh. Yep.
Yeah, and so you're looking for what he lost. So this intends you to go up to the top of the Astoria Column, and you don't have to, but Google Maps is just
Google
as good.
Maps will do.
But you just from the column, you look to the southwest, and you would glance basically right at the park.
Closest park to you in the southwest.
Yep.
Well, and Toby from AGK Media says your poem is better because you can tell you're making progress.
Yeah, right. There's confirmers along the way. Exactly.
It was definitely designed that way. We didn't think it could be solved until this clue. This clue, you could get there if you can identify the park. You can basically go and search the whole thing, and you would basically have a good chance of finding it.
And I think somebody did, right?
Yeah, basically.
Right.
Lisa and Wayne, they found they had the next clue in order, but they probably could have got around to the right park. They may not have looked in the right spot because, but they may have. The next clue basically puts you right in front of where the treasure was hidden. So, so that helps a lot.
So, yeah, go ahead.
This is the first chance you hear really of what the proxy item is. Right? So because you're looking for something in particular. So at this point, they should be thinking about what is it that I'm actually looking for.
Related to the movie, right?
Correct.
Exactly.
An evening with the movie really kind of gets you some hints here.
Right. That's awesome.
It give you a good idea what you're looking for. That's right.
All right. Clue number 6.
All right.
And so I think we did release clue 6, and it was at this point it was found. So we will also show clue 7 and 8. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to read these?
Yeah, sure. 25 you ascend on a path flanked in light. Cross the great divide towards another flight. Down the 21 and descending 8 more. Within your sight stands what was once a grand door. This was fun.
Yeah, this was a good one. This one you have to be boots on the ground to get the whole clue. There is, so at the park, because you're expected to have figured out which park, which is Chivalry Park in Astoria, right? And so once you get to the park, there is the parking lot, and there's a staircase on the left-hand side that goes up to like a swing set and like a community center. And so if you walk up that staircase, there's 25 steps, and there are 2 light poles on the top. And so you ascend the 25, and then it's flanked in light because both sides there's these light posts. That can be found on Google Images, on Google Maps, like if you're looking, but you wouldn't know what to do with the rest of it. Basically, all you do is you cross a grassy area that's between these 2 staircases. That's the Great Divide, and then you go down the remaining staircases, the 21 and then there's like another little grassy area, then there's 8 more. So you don't, what we were kind of hoping that people would do is they would read the rest of the clue and then go straight to this doorway, because there's a giant, like,
it was an old hotel.
Yeah, it had burned
entryway
down. Yeah.
That had burned down in one of the great fires in Astoria. So what you see within your sight, so once you get to that location, you would see what was once at one time a grand door.
Yeah, do you have a picture of that?
Let me see.
Where that
I might. Well, real quick, breaking news. I just put in. I put up Dan's eBay auction because it ends in 30 seconds. $2,292.
Nice.
Let's see if somebody tries to jump in at the last second. You know,
Copper
Wait
Princess.
for it.
Copper. Oh, come on, Copper Princess. You're gonna have to be happy with
All
that.
right, I think 2292 might be it. Congratulations, Dan.
Wait
I
for
think
it.
going over 2,000 is awesome.
That's a really cool
That is awesome.
piece
Yeah,
there.
look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Beautiful.
awesome.
Wow.
It's signed by Forrest Fenn, number 1 out of 250. All 3 Forrest Fenn medallions in a beautiful
That's cool.
wood frame. Yeah.
Yeah, Jenny's medallion's really cool. You guys are
Awesome.
too.
It's nice to have them all
Yeah,
together.
that's awesome.
2292. All right, that was it.
Oh,
Congratulations to Dan.
Congrats.
Congratulations to the winner of the.
And whoever won it.
Yeah, I don't know who
We
it
don't
is.
know yet.
Maybe they will tell us. Maybe they'll want to come on and show us. Okay, as far as pictures, yeah, I'm trying to find real quick. She sent me some pictures. You guys sent me pictures. Of course, you think I'd be ready with those, right?
Yeah, gee.
That's all good.
Yeah, okay. So let's go into clue 7 as I look for those pictures.
Yeah, no problem. So this was one of the unreleased clues,
Mhm.
and it's
So-
actually, it was revised. Like, this wasn't the initial way that I had, like, I wrote most of this clue, and then Deidre's like, no, we need to change it, because I
That's how we
had
do.
I had a different beginning to it,
Hmm.
and my version was in Spanish, and it said, it basically said, "Ye intruders beware, crushing death and grief, soaked with the blood of the trespassing thief."
Jeez.
Well,
That's
it's
what I
it's a
said.
direct quote from the Goonies.
Yeah, I gotcha. But people would have been like, what the hell? Yeah.
Okay, gotta
This is
take
scary.
Deidre's side. Okay, Team Wife
Thank
wins
you.
that one.
Yeah, well, I
The
can.
wife's always right.
I kind of like mine, but I actually I like Deidre's a lot better because it made more sense with the clues.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Is this
The
picture
clue.
right that I'm putting up? This is
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
is Archway.
There it is. That is the archway you were looking for. And
Yes.
the
Yes.
steps from the previous clue would take you there, right?
Well, they would be off to your left, like that would be in your vision, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
And so this clue here, and this is really fun. So you want to read it again?
Sure. So old-fashioned superstitions I find too hard to break. Oh, maybe you're out of place. Now standing there framed in the portal of the past. Turn back, go forward, and seek the treasure at last.
Yeah. So this is really fun because the first part is actually a part of the main song of the Goonies that Cyndi Lauper sings. It's like lyrics from it, right?
Mhm.
And so that song's called "The Goonies Are Good Enough." You know, good enough.
Right. Yep.
So that's
Goonies
it.
anthem.
Exactly. So this song, that lyrics is, you're supposed to be standing in the doorway at this point.
Mhm.
You're supposed to have passed the treasure, stand in the doorway. And so this is telling you, wait, no, you're out of place, right?
Right.
And so you then turn around because you're standing there framed in the portal of the past. This, that's what,
The archway is.
yeah, that's
Right
what,
here. Yep. Okay.
these things are known to be portals of the past. And you turn around and you look in front of you, and that's where you actually are, you're dead center, like you're looking straight at the treasure.
Yeah, you're looking at the treasure ground.
Yeah, where the treasure
Location.
is.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Clue 8. So if people still didn't get it, this would have been clue 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Deep in the center of 4 of the same, you've arrived at the end of my sprawling fun game. Take what ye have found, you'll receive thine reward. Willie and the Inferno set sail, free of their own accord.
Well,
There
pretty
it is.
straightforward.
Yep, it's telling you to look in the middle of 4 of the same with something, right?
Mhm.
There we go, right? Is that it, the picture?
Yes.
That's it.
So that's actually, you've got 4 what looks to be one tree.
Trunks, yeah.
Yeah, broken out, and they all come down to one place. It was found in the center of it.
Just had to move some leaves out of the way, right?
All you gotta do is stick your hand in there and pull it on out, and
then,
there it was.
And here's a better picture that shows the what do you call that? Right there in the distance. You had to turn around, and it was right here.
Exactly.
And then the very best part is look at what Deidre and Dustin hit as the proxy item. So we have a bottle with a cork, which totally relates to the Goonies, right?
Yes. We figured a message in a bottle worked many years ago. It could work now.
Right. Fake gems in a pouch, just straight from the Goonies when they were on the ship, which is awesome.
Yep.
And marbles.
How do you know they're fake?
Yeah, oh, nice. That'd be a whole other treasure hunt. We'd have to charge for that one.
Yeah, right.
I think we may have ripped off the craft store then.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, right.
I got a couple of those still.
So these two items are what were buried in the in those 4 tree trunks in the leaves, and then when you open it up, it said this. So awesome treasure hunt! Congratulations to Lisa and Wayne. You said is the ones who found it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and they wanted to thank you guys for making it be a thing, right? So thank you so much.
It was a lot of fun. So I think this is the best one we've done so far. So I hope to do more. I know we're going to do more. So
yes.
All right.
Well, we enjoyed it.
Yeah, we enjoyed it a lot. So thanks for the opportunity, guys. It was a lot of fun to write these clues.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And
okay.
And Mike, you said this. I put a second coin to it because this has been my favorite written ever.
The Goonies,
I wrote one, Mike. That was
your North Carolina park solved. It was so hard nobody could find it. Yeah. It is interesting though that what we think is easy when you create it, somebody else reading it is not getting the same thing. So
day after day, it was like, oh, what? When I said something like turn around, and they're like, oh, I went left. I'm like, no, turn around,
like you turn
around.
Yeah.
So
it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny when Mike asked me, he's like, hey, I think we might need another clue. Can you write another clue? I'm like, I think they'll get it.
Yeah, and you were right.
I think they'll be all right.
Clue 6. So I should know in the future that people are going to tear a park apart looking for
treasure hunters are hardcore. Don't underestimate them, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, we have a mailing list. Email me at cowlazars@gmail.com if you want to be on the list for the clues. The new treasure hunt for coin number, I want to say it's 44 off the top of my head, is going to be released. I'm going to email everybody tomorrow at noon. And if you're not on the list, we will show it in Thursday night's program. Okay, so brand new treasure hunt for coin number 44 somewhere in the continental United States.
But if you want to get on the list, how do you do that, Mike?
Yeah, email me at cowlazars@gmail.com and just say, hey, I want the clues. I want to be on the list, and you will get them emailed. What I've been doing is emailing those clues before the program every night. But it just depends. When it's found, also that's a way to be notified that it's been found. I don't want anybody out there wasting time if it's already been found. So, thanks, Dustin and Deidre. Oak Island Podcast, where can people find it? Everywhere that there's podcasts? Or
basically.
Yeah, actually.
Yep, just look up Oak Island Podcast and you'll find us. We're on YouTube too.
Yeah, so the podcast is actually called Could It Be? So you could type in that, or you could type in Oak Island Podcast, but that's our handle across all the platforms.
And the season finale is not tomorrow. It's a week from, or tonight. Wait, no, tomorrow. It's a week from tomorrow, right?
A week from tomorrow.
All right. I hope they find something. It's been, 5 seasons? I hope they find something substantial.
And Jana from Minnesota was asking, is Lisa somewhere here? Lisa's in the chat. Lisa Christine Patterson, and she was saying
she's there. Nice. Okay.
She was saying
hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Married, and I'm like, congratulations. Some of us aren't either. So
nice. Congrats.
For her. So she is a treasure hunting person. So that's awesome. Congrats to you. And
Yeah, so all summer long we'll be hiding these coins. It may even go into next year. We'll see. We'll see how many we can get knocked out by this summer. But right. And you never know. There might be one in your city. Don't think they're just anywhere else. Like, it's never by me. There could be one by you in the future. So.
And now that we're rolling into the actual search season, there's going to be some, like in the Yellowstone area, there's going to be some in the Santa Fe area. So it doesn't have to be just other states, because some people are like, everybody's going to one of these states. And we are going to have some there as well. So we're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. Takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort, but with people like Dustin and Deidre, we get it done. So thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks a lot, you two.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to be part of it.
All right. Well, I think that's it for the show. We got anything else, K-Pro, to go over?
No, all of the secret hints will come out next time.
The secret
Just-
hints. What? Anything you guys want to go over, Dustin or Deidre?
No, we do want to say thanks. You guys, well, last time we were on your show, you kind of inspired us to look more into Forrest Fenn.
Mhm.
Like, we are complete novices, and we still are, but we have been
We're
looking
getting there.
more and more into it and
Okay.
working through it. We're working through it like on our own. We're not like trying to find anybody else's information much. Like, we watch you guys, but that's about it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Trying to come in with fresh eyes and see what happens.
I
Well,
think she
there's
found
been-
something really good.
Oh, is that right?
You have
Okay.
gone.
I think
We'll
so.
see.
Interesting.
There's a meetup coming up, Function in the Junction. That will be super fun. So if you happen to be, so I have gone both north and south for searches and
Okay.
stalls. So I know both areas, but
Mhm.
in case you're going north this year, June 9th, 21st, 22nd, it's the time to go. In case you want to see a whole bunch of other crazy treasure hunters that you will hear all about their solves and everything about.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I think there's lots of treasure hunting in our summer, huh?
Probably.
Right. I hear you. And Mike, me too. I'll be going on my first boots on the ground as well. So I'm looking
Sweet.
forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
treasure hunting is the best activity there is, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Any parting words, K-Pro?
No, let's see. We are going to do a show on Thursday. We'll have
Right.
the new, and we will have some sort of topic that we will make up by then.
Yeah.
I have 4 to 6. I'm trying to think of all the TTOTCs, printings. Thank you for those of you that have sold me your TTOTCs. I have 6 of the printings. I'm doing a comparison to see if there's any differences. I found some small differences. I think most of them, I don't know, but most of them are just little printing differences. I don't think they're intentional, but also, who am I to say that? I want to show you.
Right.
Maybe that'll be Thursday. I don't know. Mike and I literally have. We're recovering. I spent 4 days in Vegas.
Yeah, I got sick. It is a little bit of recovery. But the last 2 vlogs we did were on the clues in the poem, and I think that was a very popular topic. And I bet you we could do another show on that as well. But we'll figure it out. But tune in Thursday. You'll also get, for those of you not on the mailing list, which why would you not be on the mailing list? But for those of you not on the list, you'll also see the brand new. This one is only one clue or one PDF, and I will say it's cipher based. So for all you cipher people, I'm looking at you, AJ Rainville. This might be the one right up your alley. So get ready for that.
Yeah. I looked at it and my head exploded right when I saw
It's not
So
easy. I will say it's not easy. This one should be interesting.
My! And I think my first question to the person that wrote it was, so when are you going to start with hints and how many do you already set up? I don't know if you saw that email, Mike.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Because I think there's going to need to be some hints. But that's just me because I'm probably you cipher people. It'll be solved within an hour and people will be posting solved. So I don't have that brain. My goodness gracious. So.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys Thursday night. All right. Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.